Hi everyone on YouTube and all the NFL YouTube prognosticators and football fans everywhere. This is Andrew Warren, back here once again, giving you my thoughts about Week 17 and my picks for Week 18 of the 2021 NFL season. Check it out. First off, before I say anything, I know we lost John Madden and Betty White last week, and now this past recent week, we just lost Dan Reeves, which he passed away from the sleep too, not too long after Betty White and John Madden. So, thought my condolences with the Denver Broncos organization, the New York Giants organization, and the Atlanta Falcons organization, has been in the team for so long. Probably one of the best coaches that never won a championship or probably won a Super Bowl in that matter. So, anyways, my condolences out to him and his family right now, and maybe that'd be the best. But anyway, that being said, though, this is the first for me and the first for the NFL to do a Week 18 game, so this is pretty exciting for me. We have an extra game on the route, but let's get to my thoughts about Week 17. Last week I went 11-5 straight up, 163, 81-1 overall. I guess the spread unfortunately went under. I went 7-9 overall, and for the record of the year, I'm 127, 120 in one overall the year. So that's a little bump on that one. But over and under, I went really bad. And then went even worse on that one. I went 5-8 and 3 overall in the year, with the record of 122, 121 and 6 overall in the year. So basically, I got to step up to the game on my against the spread and over and under. So, anyways, what happened last week? Buffalo and Atlanta. Buffalo got the win to get the playoff spot, so they have to do that. They haven't got the AFC East crown yet, so they have to win out that game and hope the Patriots. That's all they got to do is win out this coming week against the Jets. That's all they got to do. So, for Chicago and New York Giants, Chicago did what they needed to do to win, and that was it. Kansas City and Cincinnati, that game would probably, if you would tell me, that would probably be the game of the year, I would probably say the least. I mean, my only question is, how the hell do you give the Cincinnati Bengals like 6 tries at least for your Kansas City's defense to give the Bengals 6 tries, especially with Joe Burrow, and even though Joe Burrow got hurt after that with the knee, that's still on day to day. But still, in my recognition on that, how do you pull off that in there and give them at least 6 tries and try to then go for the stop, and then you lose on a dumb penalty? I mean, that's crazy. Not only that, that puts Kansas City in a hole that's probably cost them the number 1 seed in the AFC right now because of that. But now, because of that, Cincinnati got the division on that game, so they pretty much wrapped that division. There's not much they can do for them besides try to go for the number 3 or number 2 seed on that. The Miami Dolphins and the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee got the win, which they really needed. And now they're the number 1 slot. And I believe they got the AFC South, so they clinched that. And because now Miami's eliminated, so nothing you can do with that. My Patriots and the Jaguars, with the win, my Patriots got the wild card, the playoff berth. So they're in the playoffs right now. So all they're going to have to do is win out and hope Buffalo loses to the Jets and probably get the division on that one. Tampa Bay and the New York Jets. I'm not going to say much other than that because they had a comeback game and hit a game-winning touchdown. And we all know the story about Antonio Brown. So let's just leave it at that. So the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington football team. Now the Washington football team is in an interesting spot right now. All they have to do is just at least try to get a win to go over 500. Try to get a wild card. That's all they have to do. And as of right now, I've heard that they made an announcement. I heard the announcement this morning that the Washington football team is going to be announce a new team name and the new team logo on February 1st. So this is going to be a very interesting thing to look forward to for the Washington football team on that one. So we'll see what the team name will be like this coming then and beyond. The LA Rams and the Baltimore Ravens. The Rams did what they needed to do to win. And they helped out the Cincinnati Bengals to get that division. So that pretty much them in a deep hole on that one. And the Philadelphia and In the LA Chargers and the Denver Broncos, the Chargers got a win, which they really needed. Now they have a winner to lose situation coming in for next week. In the San Francisco 49ers and the Houston Texans, at this point for San Francisco, I think they're just trying to play out Trey Lance, and that's it. That's all I can tell you. The New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers, that was an unexpected turn for the worse for the New Orleans Saints, and I thought they were going to win, but they didn't. Dallas and Arizona, I just got to tell you. Dallas, you never failed in around December and January. You never fail. That's all I can tell you. A must-win situation for the Arizona Cardinals at that point. That was a big win. They all needed to do with that, and that was it. The Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. The Green Bay Packers clinched the number 1 seed in the NFC. They're on their way to home field advantage. The Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. A must-big win for the Big Ben in his last home game at Pittsburgh. He went out in style at home, and now he wants to get at least one more win to finish out his career, and that can go from there. So, anyways, that's my thoughts about Week 17. Let's get on to my Week 18 picks. Well, before I get to my picks, I'm just going to say it's a first for me, and it's a first for the NFL to do a Week 18 pick video, so it's a really, really good scenario on that. It's a really big one on that one. I must say that. So I just hope we get another week, like a 19-game schedule, make it an 18-game season, regular season game instead of a 17-game. I mean, it may be really interesting to make it into an 18-game regular season. That would be pretty cool to see. That's what they do. But even better, maybe add another playoff picture if I'm not mistaken. Maybe instead of 1-7, maybe you can do like 1-8. Maybe it's just a suggestion, Anyways, that being said, let's get on to my Let's start off with the Saturday games: the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos. The Kansas City Chiefs need to win to keep their number 1 seed alive. Well, and hope Tennessee to lose. If they can pull that off, Kansas City can get the number 1 seed. But anyways, it's a divisional game. There's a lot of divisional games in that week, so it's going to be a tough one, but I think Kansas City's going to pull it out. So I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs over the Denver Broncos in Denver. On the line, though, Kansas City is favored by 9.5 in this game. I'm going to take Kansas City -9. Over and under is 44. I'm going to go over 44. The Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. This is a must situation for Dallas right now. They have to win, at least to lock up the number 2 seed and everything else like that. So that being said, Dallas needs to win. And if they do that, they'll lock up the number 2 seed, I believe. So I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys over the Philadelphia Eagles in this game. On the line, though, Dallas is favored by 3.5 in this game. I'm going to take Dallas -3.5. Over and under is 42. I might go under 42 because I think it's going to be a defensive game. The Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. This game is a must-win situation for the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, even though we don't know about Joe Burrow from day to day, I think they still want to win out. Just to try to get at least number 3 or number 2 or something like that. I mean, they got the division. I mean, that's not the problem. But I think they want more than that. Now I'm hearing they're going to rest their starters. I kind of don't agree with the resting their starters situation. I mean, I understand you want to play it and you want to start them for the playoffs and stuff like that. But you don't want to rest them too well on that one. It means let them play for a quarter or 2 or something like that and go from there. So then you'd be fine. But anyways, that being said, speaking of which, so I think this is a must-win situation for Cleveland right now. Even for Cleveland's situation, you might as well give up the season. Try to go for like an offensive guard for Baker Mayfield, if Baker Mayfield stays. So, anyways, I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals over the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland as an upset pick because I really think they should play. Just I don't care if they're not going to play all week or anything like that. Even if Joe Burrow's not going to play, which is fine with the injury, I get it. But in reality, I really think they should just play their starters and just bench them until like the third quarter or something like that. So anyway, that's my way of thinking. So I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals over the Cleveland Browns, regardless if Cincinnati's going to do that or not. I think they're still going to win out anyway. So I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals over the Cleveland Browns in this game in Cleveland. On the line, though, it's an upset pick. So I'm going to take. So that's one of my upset picks of the week. I have a gutsy upset pick coming up, so you're going to look out for that. So I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals over the Cleveland Browns in this game. On the line now, Cleveland is favored by 3 in this game. I'm going to take Cincinnati plus 3. Over and under is 46. I'm going to go over 46. The Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions. A must. Now, the Green Bay, you have nothing to play for at this point. Just rest your starters. But that's it. Well, I think Aaron Rodgers wants to play a few quarters, and that's it. That's the way I look at it. So, now this is a crazy scenario, though. I think Green Bay is going to win, but they're not going to cover. So, I'm going to take the Green Bay Packers over Detroit in Detroit. On the line now, the Packers are favored by 11 in this game. I'm going to take Detroit plus 11. Over and under, it's 44. I'm going to go under 44. The Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. Now, this is a pride game for the Vikings and the Bears. I just got to say that, it's going to be interesting to see what Justin Fields is going to do in years to come. But, if you're Minnesota, you're probably looking for another quarterback. So, I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings over the Chicago Bears in this point. On the line now, the Vikings. So, anyways, I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings over the Chicago Bears because I think Minnesota has a monster defense. On the line now, Minnesota is favored by 3 in this game. I'm going to take Minnesota minus 3. Over and under, it's 44. I'm going to go under 44.5. The Washington football team and the New York Giants. This is a very interesting game. These are the two, not the best teams in football, but defensively, Washington football team is a much better defensive team than the New York Giants. So I'm going to take the Washington football team over the New York Giants in this game in New York. On the line, though, the Washington football team is favored by 6.5 in this game. I'm going to take the Washington football team minus 6.5. Over and under is 38. I'm going to go over 38.5. The Indianapolis Colts and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, this is a must-win situation for Indianapolis. Indianapolis must win. So either they're in or they're out. So this is a must-win situation. I'm sure Indianapolis is going to be motivated to win this game. So I'm going to take the Indianapolis Colts over the Jacksonville Jaguars in this game. On the line, though, Indianapolis is favored by 15.5 in this game. I'm going to go Indianapolis minus 15.5. Over and under, it's 44. I'm going to go over 44. The Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is a must-switch situation for the Baltimore Ravens and Pittsburgh, too. They have to win out. One of those guys have to win out, or they're not going to. They're going to get eliminated. Simple as that. So, but if Pittsburgh wins, they just got to hope for the best. Just to hope at least Indianapolis loses. They got to hope, like everything else. Forget who else they need to have to lose to at this point. I think they have to at least Indianapolis to lose, or maybe the Raiders to lose at that point. I think that's the case. So either that, it's a must-win for both teams, but I got to choose the better team. I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens over the Pittsburgh Steelers in this game in Baltimore. On the line, though, Pittsburgh, Baltimore is favored by 4 in this game. I'm going to take Baltimore plus 4. Over and under, it's 42.5. I'm going to go over 42.5. The Tennessee Titans and the Houston Texans. This is a must-win situation for Tennessee. They have to win, or they're not going to be the number 1 seed. Simple as that. But I think that's going to be a good one to be a case scenario. I got the Tennessee Titans over the Houston Texans in Houston in this game. On the line, though, Tennessee's favored by 11 in this game. I'm going to take Tennessee plus 11. Over and under, it's 43. Tennessee minus 11, excuse me. Over and under, it's 43. I'm going to go under 43. The New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons in this game. Now, this is a pride game at this point. They're both playing for pride. So I think this is there's no point for winning or losing in this game. This one, but I'm gonna have to choose the better team, so that's the New Orleans Saints. I'm gonna take the Saints over the Atlanta Falcons in this game in Atlanta. On the line now, New Orleans is favored by 4 in this game. I'm gonna take Atlanta plus 4. Over and under, it's 40. I'm gonna go over 40. The Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. Now this is where it's gonna be gutsy right here. When it comes to picking, you got to make a lot of guts in this one and do what your gut tells you. And this is what I'm going to do it. It's a gutsy pick. So, it's like what coaches do. They have to make gutsy calls. It's kind of similar to that. So, and now, it's nothing against the Buffalo Bills. They're a much better football team paper out against the Jets. No doubt about it. Offensively, no. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and Singletary, the running back, you name it, there's a lot of it. And defensively, pretty good as well. But, defensively, they're not really the best of the best right now. I mean, I'm not saying it just to be mean, because I hate the Buffalo Bills at this point. I mean, it's nothing against the Bills. I mean, it's like, okay, whatever. But, you know, it's just like, it is what it is. When it came to that, you know, what I'm trying to say is, it's like, when it came to the Buffalo Bills and the defensive team, well, divisional teams, that's when it gets really hurt. I mean, what I noticed with Buffalo, you know, with Buffalo and against the division teams, they have, I believe, I'm not mistaken, they're like, against the spread, I thought they were not the best when they're covering for that. So that's what I'm going with. So, but defensively, they're a good football team on Lion Club. Defensively, yes, they are really good, but not the best of the best. So, yeah, I'm just looking at the best defense where they ranked it, because I don't really remember where Buffalo is on defense. Yeah, which last I checked, I thought it was Green Bay had the best defense, but if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, what I'm trying to. With that being said, for this one, I really think this is a must win for the situation for Buffalo. Okay, if they're not gonna beat Buffalo, if they're not gonna beat the Jets, then they're gonna be in huge trouble. That's all I can tell you. But I think defense, I thought they were the number one seed. If I'm not, that for 2021, if I'm not mistaken. So, anyways, it's between my Patriots, Packers, and stuff like that. But the Jets' defense is just much as worse. And I would probably say it's probably the worst defense. But I believe in the Buffalo for the New York Jets. I think they want to just beat out Buffalo. I'd like to beat a division team, like the Patriots want to do with the Dolphins or like anyone else like that. But I don't know. I'm making a gutsy call on this one. I'm making a big upset on this one. I was gonna pick the Bills to win this game, but some strange reason, well, you know, I have a guts, you know, like a strange feeling. This is my strange feeling. I'm picking a big upset in this one. I'm taking the New York Jets over the Buffalo Bills. I know I'm crazy. And it's nothing against the Bills. They're a hell of a football team. You know, like I mentioned, they have a great defense, great offense, perfect. But, you know, when it comes to stuff like that for not the turnover ratio and everything else like that, and everything else like that. But I'm giving the Jets, there's one reason why for the special teams. It's the special teams for the New York Jets. If they can get their special teams moving on Buffalo, they can have a chance to win this game. I know it's an offense, defensive game, and the special teams, the third string, stuff like that, but they're still part of the team. So it doesn't matter. The New York Jets on special teams are like the best of the best. They're like best in yards and best in everything in aerial. They just can't get the ball in aerial than that. I'm just saying this. If the New York Jets get their special teams really well, and if we can get their special teams going on that, and they can have a chance to beat Buffalo. That's why I'm saying this is a big upset. So that's why I'm picking the New York Jets over the Buffalo Bills in this game, in Buffalo. On the line, though, the Jets are favored by 17 points. I mean, I'm going to take the Jets plus 17. Even though if the Bills win, I think that the Jets are still going to cover that anyway. So it's not going to really matter. So in the over-under, it's 43.5. I'm going to shoot for over 43.5 in this game. But I'm not being picky on the Bills. I'm not. It's nothing against that. And you heard me correct, though. When I said the Buffalo Bills are going to lose, this is going to really get dicey on this one. So, because it's the special teams unit for the New York Jets. That's what I'm going to say. If they can get that going, I would probably say yes. The New York Jets are going to have a chance to win. That's all I'm saying. But would I be surprised if the Bills win? No. Not really. I mean, I just had a strange feeling on it, that's all. No big deal. I mean, you know, I'm not being mean to the Bills fans. I am Josh Allen, a lot of respect for him. Stephon Diggs, a lot of respect for him, you know, guys like that. I mean, yeah, I respect those guys. I mean, it's fine, you know. I have no hard feelings on them, you know. And Sean McDermott, no problems with him either. So, I think they're going to a much better football team. But I just have this gutsy feeling. So that's the way I'm going with that. This is where it's going to get dicey. My Patriots and the Miami Dolphins in Miami. Now, this is a must-win situation for my Patriots. If they win, they get the division, and if they hope Tennessee loses and Kansas City to lose, and they'll get the number 1 seed. This is where it's going to get really dicey for this one, because this is where I'm going to go with this. I'm going to pick my Patriots to win over the Miami Dolphins. You heard me right. Buffalo loses, my Patriots win, my Patriots get the division. If that's going to be the case. So anyways, that being said, I think that's what I'm going to show with my Patriots over the Miami Dolphins in Miami. On the line, though, this is where I disagree with it. I'm going to take the Patriots are favored by 6 in this game. I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins plus 6 because the last several times, Miami has beaten my Patriots over the spread at least several times. So I'm going to take Miami plus 6 on that one. And because, I think there was 6 in a row that Miami beating my Patriots on the spread. So I'm going to have to go with that. So I'm going to take Miami plus 6. Over and under, it's 40. I'm going to go over 40 because I think that's going to be a high-scoring game as well. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Carolina Panthers. This is a must situation for Tampa Bay. I think they can wrap up the division by this game, I think it is. So I'm going to take the Tampa Bay over the Carolina Panthers in this game at Tampa Bay. But no Antonio Brown, though. So that's all I'm saying. On the line, though, Tampa Bay's favored by 8 in this game. I'm going to take Tampa Bay minus 8. Over and under, it's 42. I'm going to go over 42.5. The Arizona Cardinals and the... The Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks. This is Arizona must win to try to get to that number 2 seed. They have to win that number 2 seed. Otherwise, if Dallas, like I predicted, if they don't win that, Dallas is going to get the number 2 seed, I think. And I believe Arizona has to win, too, to get that division. So I think that's going to be the case. So I'm going to take the Arizona Cardinals over the Seattle Seahawks in this game. On the line, Arizona's favored by 6 in this game. I'm going to take Arizona minus 6.5. Over and under 48. I'm going to go under 48. The LA Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. Now, this is where the Rams need to win. They have to win out. I think they have to win out and probably get San Francisco out of the playoff spot. So that's the way they're going to go. If the Rams lose, San Francisco wins, I think they're in the playoffs. But if the Rams win and they beat San Francisco, they're in the playoffs. I think that's the way it goes. So anyways, but it's in the LA, so I'm going to take the LA Rams over the San Francisco 49ers in LA. On the line, though, the Rams are favored by 5.5 in this game. I'm going to take San Francisco plus 5.5. Over and under, it's 44.5. I'm going to go over 44.5. The LA Chargers and Sunday Night Football, the big game. The LA Chargers and the Las Vegas Raiders. This is a big situation on that one. So I'm going to take, this is a big win situation for the Raiders and the Chargers in this game. So, and it's in Las Vegas. So, which I'm going to tell you this, whoever wins, they're in the playoffs, the loser goes home. So, this is a must-win scenario for the LA Chargers to win, and the Raiders too, and I have to pick a winner. So, I'm going to take the LA Chargers over the Las Vegas Raiders. Because the reason why I'm picking that, the LA Chargers are have been a monster on third down. They keep the drive going. They're like the number 1 in that court. And if they can control the third down situations, the LA Chargers are going to win the game. So I'm going to take the LA Chargers over the Las Vegas Raiders in this game. On the line, though, the LA Chargers are favored by 3 in this game. I'm going to take the LA Chargers minus 3. Over and under, it's 48.5. I'm going to go over 48.5. Okay, shoutouts this week is my good old friend who is part of the NFL YouTube prognosticator community. That's Martin Wong. So definitely check him out in the rest of the NFL YouTube prognosticator page down below. He's a really good prognosticator, and he usually comes on, and just in case if I forget something or something like that. So it's pretty cool for him to do that, help us out, to come in the community like that, Anyways, I'm going to give Martin Wong a shout out this week. So until then, this is Andrew Warren signing off saying, rock out.